let's have a look at Henry first, shall we? Henry. Henry, pretty bad hero. I've had a look at him. I would say I've had the chance to look at him, but it's not really a chance. Let's have a look at his voice line first.
I am Henry V of Monmouth, and I rule the United England. With my band of brothers, I stand for justice.
Okay, very interesting. So Henry V, very simple hero, very basic, very shit. Deals strategy damage to the enemy troop, very low rate. Interesting activation chance actually, 30% is not bad. And basically increases your troops' rage every second for 3 seconds. That's basically his only use. It's just made to support, like in this particular case, Napoleon. Or, you know, Hatshepsut if she had been in the game. He's kind of crap because he has no no unique customizable skill. So I guess it's pretty straightforward for him. I guess if I had to choose, I would play Fervor to get that additional rage. And I would probably play with Strategy's Master Gift to increase the activation chance of my signature skill. So he's like, he's just here to boost rage, basically. He doesn't have any overuse. So this is a pretty good first rank, 5%, which makes his signature skill go up to 35% activation chance. 35 plus 15 from Strategy's Master's Gift means we have a signature skill that has 50% activation chance, which is not bad. Rank 3, completely useless. The like 30% damage, completely useless. And the star scaling is the exact same one as Tavern Heroes. So he's like, he has very low stats and he has the scaling of Tavern Heroes. The 5th star is okay, you know, like the 3 rage per second. And when your commander uses a commander skill, reduces your troops damage taken by 8%. Is not bad either. For 9 seconds, that's a pretty good 5th star, honestly. So, very mid hero. Let's have a look at his talent tree. Increased troop strategy damage by 4.5%. Like, this is completely useless. Active skills damage by 10% is crap. Like, what is this garbage, bro? Like, increases the damage of the hero's normal attacks by 3%. Completely trash. He doesn't buff the commander, he only buffs himself. Completely garbage. Like, he doesn't even buff the commander. And he's built to be a support. Like, what is this, bro? Increases the hero's damage by 2.5%. You literally don't care, bro. Okay, this is interesting, Bulwark. Even the talent tree is, like, mediocre at best. So Henry, I would say either 1 or 5 stars. 3 stars is completely useless for him. So yeah, not much to say about him. He's exactly the same as he was in military exercise. Which means not very good. So yeah. Now let's have a look at Napoleon. So first thing I want to say, I have a couple of things to say about that. What the fuck did he say? Okay, chill out, bro.
Qu'est-ce qu'un trône? Sinon une chaise en bois enveloppée de velours. Si on parle politique, le trône c'est moi.
Le trône, c'est moi. Okay, French people will have that reference. Sorry, guys. Le trône, c'est moi. What did he say? Like, he's basically saying, what's a throne? Except from, like if I just translate, like, purely, he's saying, like, what's a throne? If not, like, he's basically just saying a throne is a chair. And he's saying, like, if we talk about politics, I am the throne. So basically saying, you know, like, he's the center of attention or something. Okay, so let's have a look. So, Napoleon. Commander skill, Corsican Flame. Actually, very good name. Deal strategy damage to one enemy troop in the fan-shaped area in front. When activated in Triumphant Return state, so we'll have a look at his signature skill. Additionally targets 2 enemy troops and deals 1 instance of damage to the primary target. So basically, you deal damage to 1 enemy, but if you're in a particular state, which is given by your signature skill, we'll come to that, you target 2 additional enemies with the base damage, and your primary target gets one more stack of damage. After that, consume all marks. So again, this is his signature skill. To increase the damage of the next signature skill by a certain amount, and you exit the state. So you start with 150 rage, and you need 350. So that means you need 20 seconds to stack it. So first thing we can notice, 70 addition, like it's 70 more rage cost than Ramses. So it's a lot. It's actually a lot. But let's have a look. Divine Judgment. Deal strategy damage to the enemy troop. I think it's kind of a lot actually. Let me see. 63.20 minus 59.6. 200 damage at level 40. And grants the hero one mark, sorry. So you get 1 mark every time you activate your signature skill. Which, by the way, 35% base activation is very high. It's worth noting. When fully stacked, so when you have 2 marks, so after 2 activations of your signature skill, the hero enters the triumphant return state and immediately deals strategy damage. So it's kind of an echo, an echo. Like you deal damage, and every 2 stacks you deal like a third attack, basically. To the enemy troop and increases your strategy damage by a certain amount as well. Probably close to 20%, I believe. Yeah, that's going to be 20% with strategy bonus. So pretty big. But first of all, they don't say how long. Or does... Ah, okay, wait. Okay, I think that's what it is. I think you stay in the triumphant return state until you activate your commander skill. Because there's no consumption of marks. When you enter the triumphant return state, you immediately deal damage, that's a one-time cast, and then you passively get 20% strategy damage bonus until the end of the day. Until you activate your commander skill, which means that if you play in rallies, you would keep that 20% damage buff until the end of times. Right? So that's actually a pretty good rally buff. If kind of the same of Yodit, with her marks. Yodit with her stacking abilities, she's pretty interesting in rallies for that. When you play her as commander. So okay, interesting. So Napoleon is not bad, but what's bad is support. Like Saladin is good, Saladin's okay. Let me have a look at Saladin. I think I have him. I have the boy, I think. Saladin is a pretty decent hero, right? With rage recovery and stuff. And I think he buffs damage. Yeah, 30% damage increase. So not bad, per se. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's enough. Yeah, 0 damage reduction is for sure scary. I think he has a unique customizable skill. So for sure you're gonna play Strategy's Master Gift. Hero strategy damage, etc. So you can go from 35% to 50% with Strategy's Master Gift, activation chance. And then you have Eagle Artillery, which gives an additional 10% activation chance. So 60% after a commander skill activation. Increased strategy damage, very good. 50% chance to ignore enemy's defense, pretty good as well. So yeah, that's that. Let's have a look at the ranks. Increases the damage rate of Divine Judgment by 40%. That's pretty good. That's like a 20% increase, so that's not bad at all. Immediately increases the strategy damage rate to the enemy troop by 40% when you exit the state of triumphant return. That's pretty okay. Increases the damage rate of Corsican Flame by 50%, and the strategy damage rate to the primary target by 50%. When exiting the triumphant return state, increases the damage of the next 2 signature skills, not only 1. You know what's bad? I mean, it's good, but it's bad as well. It's kind of like the same problem as Ramses. It's a hero that's gonna be only what's it called? Open field. But open field, you have fucking Lubu. And Lubu's gonna melt this guy in 0.3 seconds, okay? But honestly, Napoleon would be a pretty decent rally hero with this. With the increased strategy damage. But the fact that his stars primarily focus on his commander skill makes it pretty bad in my opinion. Heroes that are too specific, heroes that are not versatile to me, they tend to fall short in the meta. His scaling is that of wheel hero, so pretty good scaling. He has very high strategy, 104.94 with a plus 1.15. That's as much as Ramses. He has actually higher strategy than Ramses. He has higher armor, but he has lower might. I think he also has very good talent tree. I think he has a good talent tree, let me check. If I remember correctly. Warlust increases the troops rate by an extra 1 per second. See, this is something that Henry should have had. Winning Strike increases the damage of the commander skill by 10%. That's pretty good. This is very good too, Blood-Sucking Madness. After using the commander skill, there is a 30% chance of recovering 5% rage. That's very good. For the first 18 seconds of the battle, increases the hero signature skill activation chance by 6%, so very good. And reduces damage taken by your troop from secondary strike by 12%. That's very good as well. So very good talent tree, Napoleon. 5th star? 5th star is very basic. I mean, it's not bad, but I don't like the fact that it revolves all around the commander skill. I'm not a fan of that. Because the issue with Napoleon, which is not an issue for Ramses. Ramses, when you activate your commander skill once, you spam it, okay? Like Ramses will spam his commander skill thanks to his signature skill. Napoleon does not have that. He entirely relies on his supports. So if your supports are sleeping, like if Henry does not activate like his signature skill, then you're so yeah, I mean Napoleon here, the hero himself is pretty good, I think. I mean, it's not bad per se. Maybe a little too specific to my liking. I guess I'll test him and see what he's worth. Henry's bad, you know, but that's not a surprise. And yeah, I think we are waiting for better heroes, better supports for Napoleon to be really interesting.